Oh, it shouldn't come as any surprise that Sony has finally just taken the mask fully off and decided to go the full villain route by saying that games are no longer going to be available for physical purchase. Which I suppose has been something that's been, a long time coming. And it's interesting too because even though they're cutting out so much of the overhead related to this change, not needing to produce the physical media anymore, nor the quality checks that goes into that, not needing to distribute, not needing to pay any of the middlemen for any of this, the prices are probably still going to be right around the same. And it really is the era of you will own nothing and you will like it. And so it's been a bit of a quest of ours to try to find as much physical media as absolutely possible, because everything has been going towards a streaming service, a subscription. Everything is digital. I think there was a thing for a while about stop killing games, but who knows where that ultimately landed, if it actually landed anywhere. And it's just this sad state of affairs of not actually owning anything anymore. I mean, we got these blocks. These blocks are nice. These blocks are fun. They make these digital. Well, no. They can make these digital. It's been a bit of a quest of mine to try to get the physical media as best as I can with whatever resources are available. There have been a couple of games that I recently picked up. One is called Outer Wilds, and the other was Tunic. And both games are 10 out of 10 experiences. Would not tell you anything about them because I would not want to spoil the games for you. They are certainly a go out and figure it out sort of game. Absolutely just a delight to play with. And that's all I really want to say about the games. If you can get it physically, absolutely do that. There's not going to be... It's hard. It's hard to preserve physical media. I suppose that's another challenge as well, isn't it? You have disk rot. What is it, about 25 years for a CD-ROM before it finally gives out? Maybe a Blu-ray disc, which I think is what PS4 disc and 5 are built on. Maybe those will last a little bit longer, but... And even if there is the issue of making making a digital backup of the physical media that you already do own, you still have to maintain that data. You still have to protect it from getting corrupted. You still have your own hard drives that will eventually fail. And so it's this endless cycle of needing to preserve data. How expensive that data is becoming, especially as AI is just going full steam ahead, it would seem. RAM is more expensive than ever. Data storage is more expensive than ever. And maybe that's the reason why Sony will be able to justify their price points, whatever they decide to charge for digital-only games. Because your save file or your data somewhere will be stored online, and that storage is going to cost something. There'll be third-party checks, there'll be security checks to make sure there's no cheating happening, and it's all just going to be layers upon layers of redundancy, which sounds good in theory until you just get to the bottom dollar. But I suppose at the same time, video games are dollar for dollar the cheapest they've ever been, right? I think there were Super Nintendo games selling in the late 80s, early 90s for $50, $60. And what's that, in 2026 money? So the fact that video games have only climbed up to $60, $70, in some cases $80, maybe that isn't as outlandish as one would think, given everything else having gone to as high as it has. I suppose gaming is one of the cheapest forms of entertainment that one can truly attain, especially depending on what kind of games you're playing. Say something like World of Warcraft, The Binding of Isaac, or what's another one? Oh, Sea of Thieves. Games that you can quite literally sink, no pun intended. Nah, that's not true. Every pun intended. You can quite literally sink hundreds, if not thousands of hours into. And yeah, you can stand to make a lot of your money back by just playing those games indefinitely. But yeah, where is this all leading, I suppose? I've heard that Bungie is getting ready to go under, if it hasn't already gone under at the time of this recording. Xbox is... I think I read a comment that Xbox lost to Concord-era Sony. And that's really depressing to think about. Granted, other than playing a few indie games here and there really doesn't appear to be much time for us to actually engage and play video games anymore. It almost feels like they truly need to be something special and worthwhile, not a big, giant, flashy AAA game that just wants your $80 every year, and then they print out another title. All at the cost of the developers that are slaving over the production. And it's wild to see just how thankless of a job that is. We've known so many people that get into the gaming industry thinking they're going to do something cool, and then it sucks their soul out. I've noticed that too. A lot of people in tech just... they get weird. They go off and they... have seen enough YouTubers and enough people in my personal life to know that it's more common than you think for somebody to just make more money than God working in IT, and then they go off and buy a barn, a farm. They go off and start a ferret sanctuary. They just F right in the off direction and just do something completely tangentially different than what they were initially doing. And how broken does a person have to get from working in the AI, not in the IT, in the gaming, in the comp sci, cybersecurity, basically anything that's behind a damned computer, it seems like. Oh no. Oh no. My child. It's okay. We can touch this up. It's all gonna be okay. Just gently nurse it back. Just do what we can It doesn't have to be perfect. It never is. It's the thought that counts. It's thoughtfulness that truly... It's the thoughtfulness that truly matters. So... Oh, where did my audio go? Here we are. Alrighty, so let's try that again without completely demolishing it. It's been interesting watching everything unfold the way that it is. And sometimes we just feel like we're a bystander. We're just out here witnessing it and not really participating one way or the other. And we're doing this, but this is certainly its own process. What on earth have we made? It looks cool though. It does indeed look pretty cool. If you haven't already, I definitely recommend getting some of these for yourself. And just building, playing, seeing what you can make, see what you can do. No. So, I think that's really all I wanted to talk about today. The state of gaming, everything going digital, trying to find physical media wherever possible, finding the good games wherever they may be, getting a physical copy if at all possible. Because even if you don't, I really liked the idea initially of getting a really powerful Mac and doing all of my gaming there and all of my work and all of my production stuff through that. But it ended up feeling like an issue, I guess, in the sense that maybe I don't want the thing that I play on to be the thing that I also work on. And needing to separate those spaces. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up. Gonna go non-verbal, and I really appreciate the viewership that I've been getting lately, as well as the subscribers that have recently joined. So I hope that you all have enjoyed this video. Let me know what's going on in the world and what you want to hear more talk about. Until next time, everybody take care of themselves.